Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, all of YouTube. This is Burning Metal. I am your host, Tom, and this evening, we're going to have a little bit of fun. Look at a zero tolerance knife. Been given a lot of attention to these affordable Chinese options, things that have kind of stirred up the market as of late. Kick it old school, go back to a zero tolerance that I really do love. There's some things I can gripe about this knife, but overall, man, love this knife. Carry it quite a bit, and man, it's performed her duties masterfully. And tonight we're going to pair this with some Weller Antique 107. The original weeded bourbon. Of course, this is a Sazerac product coming from, the Buffalo Trace Distillery. They are the ones that do the Pappy Van Winkle and Weller line now for the Van Winkle family. So, if any of you out there are not familiar with that, they're highly sought after and ridiculously marked up, especially on that black or gray market that exists for bourbon in this day and age. But this happens to be a store pick that I had my hands in picking, so I should say tongue and nose in picking. But anyway, let's get right on into it and take a look at this zero tolerance 0393, a Rick Hinderer design. Now, you know me, if any of you have been watching this, I love a Tanto, big Tanto fan, but what we have here is the Spanto, a combination of a spear point and Tanto tip together. And what a great looking blade. This comes to us in CPM 20CV. This knife has always had that weird circular it's just in the blade. I don't know what it is. Doesn't really bother me anymore. I guess I wish it wasn't there, but it's always been there, but it has not hindered the performance of this knife whatsoever. Great fit, finish, titanium handle scales with a G10 overlay, blue anodized titanium, pretty much flipper only. These thumb studs will work, but they're more or less a secondary stop for this blade. Definitely beefs up that lock, especially in a downward force. So it is a frame lock, hardened steel insert, maybe a little hard to get a view in there, and I do believe it has a notch for an oval overstop in there for the travel. So for the lock bar, there is a travel stop, so you don't overdo it. And this G10 scale also kind of acts as a stop for that as well. So brilliantly executed. I love Rick Hinderer's designs. I've never really been able to afford a genuine, Rick Hinderer knife. So getting a zero tolerance is a good compromise for a Hinderer design knife. He's an Ohio native, and so am I, so always appreciated his work, even though maybe there's been some controversy with some of our American designers and their views of things, and there's a few colorful characters out there, and I completely understand in a sense where they come from. Just some really nice black backspacers, standoffs there look really, really good. Curiously, the jimping on this goes all the way down here, but there's really no jimping up top. So that's the only weird thing about this, because it definitely launches better from the top. Really good jimping there. I guess this jimping would serve to, if you're really trying to choke up on this and stay off of that blade, because there's just a little bit of a plunge grind there. I should be able to sharpen that pretty well without creating a smile. There's enough, barely enough on there. But what a great looking blade. What a great blade shape. Love the two-tone, the blue, the black. Just it's a interesting shade of blue. Almost looks purplish at times. I don't know quite how this camera is going to pick it up, but definitely a darker blue with that black. Nice little attention to detail with the cover for the reversible pocket clip. Pocket clip I don't mind. It's not deep, but it is definitely very out of the way. Really no hot spot being generated from this pocket clip. Nice big flat bill. Oh yeah, pocket clip not bad. I think that's probably still stainless steel. Don't think that's a titanium pocket clip, even though this is an all titanium frame lock. So yeah, not freaking bad. I mean, if you want to own a really good quality American-made knife, usually by some really cool designers and sometimes even cool in-house designs from Kershaw and Zero Tolerance, they do a good job with that. So, man, what else can I say? The Zero Tolerance 0393. Definitely think it's worth picking up one. They're still available. There's ones with carbon fiber glow scales, and the price is still up there. I believe I picked this knife up a little bit ago on KershawGuy.com, and I think he had it clearance down to like $179. So, damn good price for a good knife, even though there's some little quirks. Quirks can be dealt with, but the ergonomics, the feel of this in your hand, both in that front grip or in your reverse grip, is really good. And, you know, some nice jimping to keep some traction up there as well too. So appreciate that. Yeah, I like the Zero Tolerance 0393, a Rick Hinderer design featuring that Spanto tip, a combination of a harpoon and tanto tip. And this is just, you know, a great knife. Reminds me of a, you know, couple metal songs here. Zero Tolerance, Coming to Us from Death. I believe that was on their Symbolic album. Got to see Death on that Symbolic tour in Detroit, which was amazing. And this screams to me an old Danzig song, Devil's Plaything in my hand. And if you don't want pain, you just don't understand. So, on that note, a little of this Weller Antique 107, a single barrel select, which is, you know, a hard thing to track down. Not many stores, not many restaurants are able to get a hold of these single barrel offerings of the antique or of the foolproof. I've done a foolproof pick and a antique 107 pick, so, you know, just classic oak, apple. There's just a signature smell that comes from Buffalo Trace in this antique 107, but in this single barrel, everything's just highlighted and amplified. Just so much cherry and apple on the nose of this. Fantastic. Wonderful. Arrives on the palate just as it should. That 107 proof really amplifies it, because they make just a plain old reserve, which is kind of boring at 90 proof. So here we go. Some specs on this 0393, a overall length of 8.25 inches, a blade length of 3.5, so 3.5 inches. CPM 20 CV, flat grind, black with satin finish on the blade. Handle length is 4.75, and we have G10 in titanium and a weight of 5 ounces even. Just a wonderful size and balance for this knife. Cannot say that enough. Quick little size comparison. We're going to jump back to the Kershaw Leek. So there we go. Definitely a more sizable and substantial blade in comparison with the Leek. two American-made knives. You can still get these leaks, I think, with a frame lock and maybe this composition bit blade. Yeah, composite blade. Probably 60 to 80 bucks with the frame lock. A lot of these, I see the models they're pushing these days have liner locks. Kind of prefer a frame lock, but don't mind a liner lock. I haven't really had any critical failures or really big issues unless it's a really cheap knife with a shitty liner lock. So, hey, I hope you guys like this, enjoy it. If you do, give me a like, subscribe, comment. Like I said, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't, you can criticize me. I don't really give two flying somethings either way. So with that said, have a nice day.